Thanks for stopping by. You have one of these Sonatas that your dome light or your map light won't go off? I'm going to show you how to fix it today. Let's start by doing a little troubleshooting. You should have this little car picture on your dash, and when the door's open, it'll look like the door's open. When you close it, it should go out if you don't have the key on, and that'll let you know that your door switch is working okay, so you know that's not the issue. So if your light's staying on when you have it in the middle where it says door, and the only way you can get it off is to go to the off switch, the problem's most likely in here. Let's take this off. Inside your sunglass holder, you'll have 2 screws that you need to take out. After you get those 2 screws out, you should be able to pull this down. You want to pull it towards the back of the car as you pull down. After you pull it down in the front, you just kind of tip it and you'll see those hooks there. So this is why you want to pull it down in the front. If you pull down in the back, those hooks are going to break off. And then you have a little connector here you need to disconnect. And you disconnect this by pushing in and sliding the connector out. This is the back of the switch with it in the door position, and the problem is this little brass bar on the switch is making contact with this metal bar, which keeps the lights on all the time. Okay, this is the switch in the off position, and if you look between these 2 terminals, you'll see a little divot worn into the plastic. That's not supposed to be there. And what's happening is when you put the switch in the door position, it's able to make contact. So you can either try and bend this brass bar or fill in that plastic divot. I'm going to bend the brass bar. Just going to take out these screws. There's a tab on either side. I'm going to pry them open. And then I need to separate this by sliding this section forward. Now take this off. Gently prying it. Now I can push the switch out. And you want to be careful because there's a spring behind that brass bar. You don't want it to go flying. You can hopefully see a little shiny spot right here in the corner. That's where it's making contact that it shouldn't. Now that I have the switch out, you can get a much better view of this divot that's worn into the plastic. I've seen people recommend putting some electrical tape on there in between these 2 contacts. I don't think that's going to stay and be a permanent fix. I'm going to try and fill this little divot with some super glue and get the plastic back to where it's supposed to be. That way the brass bar won't be able to make contact here when it's not supposed to. Alright, let me see if I can get a dab of super glue in there. You can either let that dry or spray it with activator if you have it, which is what I'm going to do. There's a little extra on there. I need to trim that off. Alright, I got the excess super glue off of there. I'm just going to give it a little bit to dry and then put it back together. Alright, I gave it a while to dry. Now I'm going to put it back together. Take your switch, and of course the brass part goes towards the contacts, and you just slide it in there. After you get it in there and it's seated right, flip it over, put your switch cover on. Put your assembly back together. Alright, make sure everything feels okay. Let's go put it back in the car. Let's plug it in and see if it works. Alright, that's a good sign they're off. Let me unlock the doors. Okay, that's what's supposed to happen, because I just hit the unlock. Open the door, close it, and when I turn the key on, they should go off. Perfect. A little bit of super glue took care of the problem. Snap it back into place. And just put those 2 screws back and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.